we're going to do, the first thing you can do, okay, to help you lose more belly fat is in the morning. This is tip number 1, okay? Take notes if you got a pen, you know, or this is great. This is, write this down. Apple cider. Now you have your choice of 3 different things, okay? Before anything else, first thing when you wake up in the morning, before you even reach for the coffee or tea or feed the dog or anything, you're going to go right to the kitchen or the bathroom and you're going to have apple cider vinegar with water. You're going to mix it with water, okay? So like a 1-to-3 ratio. And the apple cider vinegar should be real organic with the label. On the front of the label, it'll say mother, with mother. That means it has the real bacteria inside, which is what helps your stomach. It gives you good probiotics, okay? It'll help clean your stomach. Now, if you don't want the apple cider vinegar, some people can't take the taste, then you can do option number 2, which is Himalayan sea salt. So you take a teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt, throw it in a glass of water, just a regular size glass of water. Put in, take a fresh lemon and squeeze the lemon twice. Get some fresh lemon juice in the water, stir it up really good, and take that down, okay? That would be your alternate. And or if you can't stand the taste of those 2, then you drink 2 glasses of water, okay, before anything else. And what that does is get your body ready, because you've been dehydrated and laying and sleeping all night, and your body does get dehydrated even if you don't know it. You're perspiring, and your body desperately needs water. On a cellular, deep level, water is like so essential to everything that your body does. Water is the key to everything. So water, water, water. And then you'll start to be much healthier. You'll have more energy. You'll lose more weight. You'll feel more vigor and vitality, and you will feel better. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, let's do that. That's, if you guys like that and you're going to do that and you're watching, and go ahead and put in the chat box water, or in the chat box now. Tip number 2, strategy number 2, okay? This, you might have heard this one already, Mary, but it's a real important one. Bodies love, what's the word? Schedules. Bodies love schedules, okay? So we want to eat, whenever possible, the exact same time every day without question, without deviating. We want routine. So after you've had your 2 glasses of water and your affirmations or whatever you like to do in the morning, we're going to eat the breakfast, and you're going to have the breakfast at whatever time it is. It doesn't matter if it's 7, 8, or 9 a.m., whenever you wake up, but it's going to be the same time. So for example, when do you eat breakfast normally? When are you up and about, Mary?
About 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, okay. So you have your 2 glasses of water at 8 o'clock, and then say about, after you check your emails and all that stuff, maybe 8:30? Is that when you normally?
Yeah, 8:30, 9 o'clock, yeah.
So make sure you get your breakfast in at exactly 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and it's the same routine even on weekends. And same with lunch. Okay. Lunch is the exact same time, and dinner is the exact same time. And your body will thank you and will reward you, because it knows nutrition is coming, and it'll be like clockwork, and it'll start being efficient in the way it utilizes those calories, and it will streamline everything, and you'll start to shed the calories very efficiently. So your body, not only that, you won't get hunger and cravings for like weird stuff. Like you won't get that sugar craving that some people might get if you go all day without eating. Has that ever happened to you?
Mm-hmm.
Cravings?
Yes, it does, yeah.
Yeah. So let's do that. So if you like that tip, put eat the same time, put eat in, let's put clock. Put clock in the comments if you can eat on a schedule, okay? I even went to the extreme when I was having a hard time. Is there's an eating reminder apps you can get for your mobiles, and they have them on Android and Apple, and it's called Eating Reminder. There's a million of them, and you can actually set alarms to go off, and that would be next level. You did that, okay? Tip number 3. Now, this one's a tough one for a lot of people, but it works super, super well. It's super easy to do. I don't know why people don't do it, but it's when you actually sit down and try to do it, it's really tough. Okay, so what I'd like you to try to do is when you eat your dinner and your lunch and your breakfast, is I want you to take a sip of water, okay, or liquid of some kind, coffee, water, tea. I want you to take a sip of water or some sort of liquid between each bite. You got one bite, and then you have to sip your water. And then you don't get to have another bite until you sip your liquid. Eat another bite, you sip your liquid. The power of that is tremendous. It does two powerful things. One is it slows down your insulin spike. And we don't want insulin spike because that's what causes weight gain. We want to keep your insulin controlled. And two, you'll fill up on liquids before you fill up on your food. So you'll end up eating less food and less calories, which is good for weight loss. So you won't end up overeating. And there's even a third bonus, is that little hormone signal that tells you you're full will kick in a lot earlier, as if you were just like, you know, I know we're all busy. We got our busy lifestyles and everything else. We want to get the eating done so we can get to other activities. But if we actually slow down the eating, the power in that is so awesome. And it's so underutilized. Like, it's so easy to do, but people just don't really think about it until I talk to them about it. And then they're like, oh yeah. And they try it. So try that. That's a challenge for this week. If anything else, I tell you this week, if you don't do anything else but this one thing, you'll see some weight loss this week. I can tell you that. Sound good? Okay. So again, take a sip. So put sip in the comments, guys, if that makes sense, if you like that tip. Okay, tip number 4. Let's move on to tip number 4. We're already at, that was 3, yeah. Number 4, okay. This one, I'm gonna use a little chart for this. This is my plate of food, okay? And I got it, it might look backwards in the video, but you get the idea. So this is P for protein. This is, don't even know what that's, V for vegetables, okay? And then C for carbohydrates. Okay, so what you do is when you make up your plate, a common mistake was everybody will take their starch and they'll, like a lot of restaurants will do this, and they'll pile on the starch first. So they'll cover the whole plate in rice or pasta. Why? Because it adds value. It looks like you're getting a lot of food but it's not good for your waistline. So we don't want that habit. We want to avoid that. What we want to do is we're going to put the protein on the plate first. Okay, so that should take up a quarter of your plate. So before you touch anything else on the plate or any other food, you want to put your protein there first. So like chicken, beef, fish, you know, an animal, basically any animal product, cheese. If you're a vegetarian, it would be, that would be peas and, or beans or tofu or some vegan alternative product. And then at the bottom here across the plate, this should cover half your plate, okay? Half your plate should be colorful vegetables. So broccolis and your peppers and your green peppers and your cucumbers and your zucchinis and your asparagus and your tomatoes and your eggplant and your purples and your yellows and your reds and your greens. All that that's your fibrous carbohydrates, and that would go across the bottom. So you should be having half of that. So then you put your veg on, okay? Then that only leaves a little sliver left, or a quarter, just under a quarter of a plate for your starchy carbohydrates. So that way you're eating proper portions, and that the weight will start to trim down. And that's another way of doing it. It's just another way of saying it. Mary, you know about the FIST rule. We talked about that, right? So the carbohydrates would be like your sweet potato, your cold potatoes, or your quinoa, or your whole grains. Then that would fill up in that little corner. So this is your lunch and dinner. This is your lunch and dinner. And basically breakfast too. Like if you just want to keep it simple, your life simple, breakfast, lunch, and dinner should look like that. And the weight will come off. And if you're having problems with weight, not all of you, but probably a majority of you are probably not eating in this fashion. So before we started working together, Mary, did you eat like with this portions? Did you eat like that before? Was your
No. I have to. It's really hard for me to keep on a schedule. So we'll see if that's going to work. I'm going to try to work on that, is eating on a schedule.
Okay. Yeah.
And try to eat more of the vegetables. Yeah.
All right. So at least you know what you got to work on. Mm-hmm. Great. So I'll make a note of that, and I'll try to come back and ask you about it, the scheduling next week, and see if you're able to do it. All right. Good. So that's tip number 4, guys. So go ahead and put play in the comments if that tip makes sense and if you like that tip. Okay. Number 5, okay, is this one is if you're not hungry, or if you're still hungry between meals. So 3 meals should be enough for most people, but if you're hungry, we don't want to go hungry. It's really important. Your body's saying, for whatever reason, you need more energy, and we don't want to get into a hungry state. So if you know you're a type of person who likes snacks and needs snacks, you just feel better with snacks, then we're going to add in snacks. But the only rule I have for you is for your protein snacks. I want you to have protein-only snacks. So protein-only snacks. So no carbohydrates for snacks. You can have protein. So that would be things like cocktail shrimp, leftover chicken, leftover meat. You can have low, lean like turkey. You could have turkey bacon, or you can have maybe some cheese, hard cheeses, firm cheeses, and you can have hummus. Now, if you really need to, some foods aren't really good on their own, like hummus isn't really great on its own. So maybe you could add a few little veggies with it. But other than that, what else can you have? Protein bars, Quest, Lara bars are like some of the lower sugar. Make sure if you have a protein bar, it's low in sugar. So just check the ingredients on the back and make sure it has sugar less than 5 grams. If it has less than 5 grams, you're good. And what else could we have? Protein snacks. I like edamame beans. Those are those long green ones. They're Japanese. They come in the Japanese restaurants. You can have any protein alternative if you're vegetarian. And boiled eggs are great. Peanut butter is good, like almond butters. That it's hard to eat that on your own. I guess you could put that on a little, maybe this is the only exception to the rule, you could put that on a little thin Revita crackers. I don't know if you've ever had Revita crackers. Mm-hmm. Revita is like they're whole grain and they're usually very low calorie. They make a nice little snack. So you could maybe add peanut butter on Revita crackers. So that would be your 5 strategies that I would implement right away. And of course, on top of all that, try the stuff in that you've already seen in the boot camp group here. There's the belly buster course. You can start. There's a whole bunch of workouts. That alone should help you drop 5 to 10 pounds in 10 days. It's up in the top left, guys. If you go to the unit section in the group, it says there's a 10-day belly buster course. Start with that, okay? Go through that, and there's some awesome strategies on nutrition, carb cycling, how to make meal plans, and there's workouts to follow. It's all right there. And then on top of that, below that, there's abdominal workouts. There's like 30 days of that. And then there's bonus workouts below that. Now, depending on your schedule, if you've been inactive, I would go and at least try to do at least 3 workouts a week. So if you've been doing absolutely no exercise, then I would say 3 workouts a week. If you've been exercising regular, then try to pop in maybe a 4th workout. So try to get 4 a week. Mary, since you're on the line, have you started, you're testing one of my programs. How is the weight coming since you've started? Have you noticed any changes? I was just curious. You're on week number 2. Have you lost any weight?
I lost 4 pounds on the first week, which I was shocked.
Yeah. All right.
And now I'm on the 2nd week, and there was no weight loss, but it stayed. So it didn't fluctuate. So it didn't go up and down. So I was really glad to see that.
Yes, yeah. I'm happy to see that too. Great. That's a huge win. All right. All right. I love it. Good. Yeah. So let's keep that momentum going into week 3. And for those of you who don't know, Mary is doing a 30-day testing course for me. And so I've been putting her through my one of my courses, and she's doing online training. which brings me to my transformation challenge. So for those of you that got enough value, and if you enjoyed that, and if you felt this was helpful, okay, just give me a thumbs up and said value in the comments. If you want to hear about my 6-week challenge, my transformation challenge, you're welcome to stay. If you got enough and you want to jet, you can leave, and then you're more than welcome. Okay. And I'm going to talk about the 8-week challenge now, and then I'm really excited about it. And if you want to be part of it, you just put in the comments, transform, and I'll reach out to you, and I'll talk to you about it and see if you're a good fit for the program. If you want to consult, if you want me to put something together for you, then put transform in the comments too at any time, and I will reach out to you after the seminar and we'll set up a time. Okay, so this is it. Mary, we got an 8-week transformation challenge, and how it works is I have 50 to 60 modules that you're going to follow through at your own pace. And it's very straightforward, simple format, and it's going to help you with your mindset. It's going to give you fat loss strategies like I just gave you tonight. There's going to be plenty more. Like, there's so much more I can teach you. I can only teach you so much in an hour. Your brain will just explode if I try to teach you everything in more than 1 hour, right? So it takes, this took me years to learn. So I'm going to teach it over the next 60 days. By the way, guys, I've been overweight plenty of times. When I was 12 years old, my dad called me Fat Pat in front of my friends. I don't know if you saw that story, but it was not fun. And I still remember my friends making fun of me. That was before, when the word fat wasn't politically correct. That was in the 70s. My dad thought he was helping me in his own loving way. It did kind of work, because I went and started swimming and got into fitness, and then, now I'm in fitness. But I probably wouldn't recommend that, if you have kids, to call your kids fat, because it's not going to work. But anyway, that's a different story altogether. So I've been overweight. I know the pain. So I'm here to help you as much as I can. And anyway, so you got the modules, you got the learning course, you got all that. Then on top of that, we're also going to bring you into my private client group, where I have right now 90 clients that are getting this sort of stuff weekly. I'm giving them weekly training tips. And then on top of that, we're going to be doing live Zoom workouts. So you have access to all my live Zoom workouts, where you can actually work out with my trainers live. And it's harder to work out live because the trainer can see you, and you can't rest as much. Like, you just can't go and sit down, because they can see you and they make sure you keep going. So you work harder. Okay? But of course, if you can't do the live, you can always do the, you can always do the replays. And then on top of that, we're gonna meet each week for 30 minutes, just like this, just like I am with Mary. And we're gonna go over the course, how the course is going. We're gonna go over the workouts, your goals, your challenges, your progress, and anything else that you might need to make sure that you progress and you transform your body, and you're thinner, leaner, and fitter in 60 days from now. So that's the goal. I'm going to take you from wherever you are now, and in 60 days, you're going to be leaner, fitter, and better. How's that sound? So if you like the sound of that, okay, and just put your name in the comments, just put in the chat box, transform, and I will talk to you about it and see if you're a good fit for the program. And saying all that, I think that's it. And I'm going to open it up for questions. Do you have any questions at the moment, Mary?
No, I think you covered a lot of my questions. Thank you.
Okay, sure. So let's call it a night, okay? And I'm so happy that you came on board and said hello tonight. And it was good to have you. Thanks for your time. And thanks for everybody that's watching. It's good to see everybody. And I will see you next. Now, we're going to do these live coaching sessions every night. Every Tuesday night, we're going to have tips like this in the group, guys. So make sure that you tune in or watch the replay. They'll be in this replay will be available for everyone each week. Okay. And just keep going. Just keep going. Stay fit, stay healthy, stay safe. And that's it. Perfect. So it's good to see you, Mary. Thanks for coming. High five. I'm so happy about that 4 pounds. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, I hope it increases. it goes even more. I hope it decreases. The weight, it decreases even more.
I know, me too. Me too. Let's do it. I know. Yeah. I'm pretty confident it will. Just keep doing it. You'll do it.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.